Just do it with Miami Dolphins. The pressure, he's in trouble. Loses the football. Touchdown! Got it! You have got to be kidding me. Jalen Waddle. It's a Dolphin touchdown. Throwing deep upfield on the near side. Man open. Touchdown! Looking deep. He's got it there. Touchdown! The run from Tua Tagovailoa. Touchdown! He's going deep. He's got it for a touchdown. Beautiful day to be a Dolphin fan. Let's go! What is good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason, and we are back here for another one. It is a somber Christmas day. Went real quick for us Dolphin fans. I'm going to go live here for a little bit just to give you guys a chance to vent. I mean, what more is there to say? Tua was awful against San Francisco. He was awful in the second half against us, against Green Bay today. And straight up, the reality is this. You can't consistently play like that during a stretch of games where you're trying to lock down a playoff spot. You just can't. 3 drives in a row ending with an interception is interception. And quite frankly, it wipes out all the fantastic stuff he did earlier in the game. None of that matters anymore. And right now, Tua, I don't know what to tell everyone right now. He's reverting back to the bad stuff and the bad habits we saw last year on film. That is what put doubt in people's minds about him. We're seeing him revert back to this stuff. And I don't know what to say, because you know what it feels like? You can go beat the Jets and the Patriots right now, but look at the stretch of the teams we just lost to. Does it feel like we're even a playoff team, even if we do squeak in? You know, it just doesn't feel like that. So, you listen, I ain't got the answers for you right now, but I do got one answer for you. Tua Tagovailoa right now just is not good enough. In this stretch of games we have seen now, listen, was he good against Buffalo? Yes, he was great. But, you know, he just hasn't been good enough in the San Francisco performance, and now this second half performance in this stretch of 4 games is just not good enough. Not good enough. And those are 2 games you can put on his shoulders. Let's be honest with ourselves. Got to be objective, even if you believe in the kid's ceiling. You got to be objective. So he's going to have to clean it up. And we're stuck. People asking about Brady earlier. What money? What money? These guys are going to be scrambling to pay Christian Wilkins. These guys are going to be scrambling to re-up Zach Sealer. And then what capital? What, you want to, we got to hit on a guy in the second or third round? Because Skyler ain't it right now. He ain't ready. So I'm just saying, like, the Chubb thing kind of put them all in. You got to move players and you got to move money around if you're going to go chase a free agent quarterback, or if you're going to pay Lamar or something like that, because I see people are suggesting all that. With what money right now? I don't think you people realize we don't have the draft capital and the financial capital to go make this great big splash at quarterback. Tua is here next year. Now, I've said in the offseason, I told all of y'all, this season was about trying to win a playoff game. Sure, they might get in the playoffs, but I don't know if they'll win a playoff game. If they win the next 2 games. And I said next year was the year. Year 2 is when we'd be a contender. So we'll see how that rolls, but bad habits, and it ain't pretty. Smash the like button, subscribe if you are new. All right, let's bring y'all up here. I ain't going to take too much time. Russell.
Everybody on their butts.
That's the entire
That'll be quick, I promise.
All game. What's going on there?
I think Tua just played himself out of Miami, man. I don't know who replaces him. but I think he cut himself out.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. So I'm gonna walk you off of this cliff right quick, right? There ain't no playing himself out of anywhere at this point because we have expended all of the resources that we could have used to go get somebody else. They're gone at this point. Tua is your quarterback for at least the next season. So you can go ahead and get that out of the way.
Sure, he's right.
And look at this exactly for what it is, right? This is a culmination of a lot of things. Yes, he played horrible. I'm not at any point going to say anything different than that. In the second half, he played horrible, right? You got 20 points in the first half. You got zipped in the second half with this group of players. That's nobody can defend that. But across the board, we're still not at any point. I'm gonna tell you what I saw today. I see a team full of skilled players, supreme skilled players, but are fundamentally inept. So, and that starts at the top, and that works its way completely down. I don't give a shit how great Tyreek is, but if they go into week to week and all of this, there's nobody in there outlining. And I saw something I saw today that completely explains this for me on defense, where we're being led by a complete idiot. Because motion affects a lot of things for you. But when they brought a player across in motion, and then they run a toss sweep to the boundary, and you got your edge player and your linebackers all slide inside, your middle linebacker is never going to be able to make that play. So I saw people talking about the middle linebacker. He's never going to get there because he got to run. He's got to get past the outside linebacker and the edge player who's now gave up the outside leverage. That's all fundamental stuff. And this team, week to week, through all these losses, have shown an inept. Well, they've been inept in the fundamentals of football. The flashy stuff, they got that. We got speed. We got guys that go out and make the wild plays. But when it comes down to it, the true basics of football, the X's and O's, we suck. And that starts at the top, and it trickles its way down, unfortunately, to the guys that are out there being criticized for the plays on the field. And the players have to own this shit, too. Our coaching was bad in different positions and different situations, but fundamentally, we are not a good fundamental football team. And this is the shit that you see when you bring in a new coach and you shuffle around people, and then you got these guys trying to learn this new scheme, and then you wait till the last minute to put all of this type of shit on the shoulders of a kid who's still developing. He's still not there yet. Yes, they shouldn't have, because there shouldn't have been no reason why you had to wait till the last freaking minute and 56 seconds to drive down to win the damn game. You've done it before, you got lucky. But at this point right now, we shouldn't have ever even been in the goddamn shootout with this team. But he made bad plays. Instead of plays being called that was established some type of fucking rhythm, we put the ball back into the air again when you were clearly in a position that forced them to give you what you need, which is isolation out on the edges and things of that nature in the passing game. But no, you're throwing the ball into 8-man coverages. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Run the ball. You see too high, you run inside. You see single high, let it fly. That shit has always been the rule. It's always been the rule. That's fundamental football. Too high safety, run the ball inside and in between the tackles. Single high, you got one-on-one matchups on the edges. Now your skill players can eat. This shit starts all the way at the top. I love Mike. I love all the new stuff, the nuances, and all the razzle-dazzle he brought to the offense and all things of that nature. But when it came down to the fundamentals of X's and O's, we lacked this year. Will we get better? Yes. Across the board, we will. I believe we will.
Should that second interception have even listen, I'm not excusing Tua. He made a bad. There was a miscommunication between him and Moser. Moser was going up the seam, but he threw it like he was going to run like a hit. So there was like a miscommunication. I don't know what the deal was there because I don't know the play call. But we went from that huge Waddle gain being nullified by an illegal shift or formation or whatever it was into a 2nd and 13, and they're not going to run it on 2nd and 13. That's not our style. Right. And now we got to throw the football, man. And it's like, and then I got to say this on Tua too, man. Brother, why are you throwing the Gesicki route? You got to see the DB bail, and you got Tyree. You got the man you've been targeting all game. You got wide open underneath. Yeah. You got to see. That's the thing. Tua, man, that's a problem too, bro. This guy starts
too nice, bro,
forcing the rhythm, bro. Instead of just taking what the defense gives you, you got to make that read, man. You got
facts.
That interception was brutal because your guy you've been overly targeting came open right underneath when the DB dropped back to, because like you got to see Gesicki, that corner, that deep outer corner, whatever it was, that got bracketed right away when he dropped back, man. You got to look that shit off, bro.
We're also bad on third down conversions too.
Well, you know what's you know what's brutal about that interception on 2nd 13?
Yeah.
Tua was actually dropping dimes on that drive to get us down there.
Yeah, and but the penalties kill us.
And then all of a sudden he throws this terrible miscommunication throw between him and Mostert and drives dead. Bro, I mean, you listen, we can say what we want, but this is the fact of the matter. What Tua's done against San Fran and in the second half today, in a stretch of 4 games where we went from 8-3 to 8-7, and we were trying to lock down a playoff game, you can't have that, bro. Franchise
I don't think we're going to make it.
That,
what do you guys think about Mike McDaniel and his timeout?
I think they're horrible at horrible times.
I've been noticing that the last couple games, the way he uses timeouts, he basically screws us at the end of the game.
Yeah, we have none.
But he doesn't commit to the run either. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
I really don't understand why he does not commit to the run when he sees it working.
Sometimes we got to use timeouts because he doesn't get the play call in fast enough. Like what? I don't know if have y'all noticed that? Have you
like
noticed
how much, wrong with his headset.
Have you noticed if you go back and you actually watch the broadcast, because that's where you'll see it. Don't watch all 22. Go back and watch how much we actually only line up with about 5 or 4 seconds left. And when you do, like Ball Game pointed it out earlier in the comment section.
Yeah,
bro, all the defense does is watch the clock. They time their snap, and when it's a 3rd and 12, or when it's in, or when you're in a known passing situation and they can time the snap.
Yeah.
We always get eaten up every time they do that because, and what's McDaniel's actually, if people listen to his press conferences, he said all year that he gets the play calls in pretty late.
Yeah, it's gotta be cleaned up.
You're away from
your mic is low.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be cleaned up. Gotta be cleaned up. There's a lot of things, man. I've seen over the last 6 games. There's a lot of things that lead me to believe that. Well, no, even at this level, right? And people think just because they're in the NFL that these guys just go out there and they just execute.
For the record, this game's on Tua, by the way. I'm putting this game on Tua, and I'm putting the San Fran game on Tua. But the last couple games, I still put on the coaching and McDaniel and wide receiver drops more than Tua. But San Fran and today, on Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know what else to tell them.
100%?
For me, right?
So
I'm going.
Do you give him 100% of the blame?
I give as much, whatever you want to, number you want to throw behind the majority of the blame.
Because some of them play calls was a little suspect there.
Well, listen. We've been dealing with.
He shoulders the majority of the blame in this.
We've been dealing with.
He does. I give him 95%.
You be dealing with suspect play calls all year, and that's just a part of having a rookie head coach calling plays for the first time in the NFL level. But what you can't, there's a lot of things, but for me, right, in situations where you actually have an opportunity to get off the field and put yourself into a position where you can lessen the blows of things. There's no way in the world that an NFL team should be giving up a 19-yard. You shouldn't ever give up 19 yards on a freaking toss sweep, bro. Like no way.
And you haven't even given up that kind of run to them all day. Again, what did I say? Remember, what did we, bro, deja vu to Singletary last week, huh? Where I said on that drive where we needed to stop, and here we go, just whatever. We got the ball,
defense.
You gave up the.
Hey guys, just give me a big Fangio and replace
The defense made a ton of stops in between that 3rd and 4th quarter to give us a chance. We just didn't get it done, bro.
Yeah. Today was not on the defense. Today was
no. Let's be clear.
We're just talking about the last drive. We're just talking.
I'm not saying it's on the defense. I'm not saying it's on the defense. I think when you can hold a team in this day and age in the NFL, when you can hold a team to less than 30 points. Yeah. That's a good defensive day for you.
Well, not only that,
right?
How many times would they put in bad field position by either a bad special teams onside kick out of nowhere or whatever the case, or an interception,
right?
And they didn't, and they were giving up field goals, not touchdowns. So I can't hate.
So no, I'm not hating on them at all. I just think when I see this team, week in and week out, they're just not a fundamentally sound football team. Right, we are a lot of flash and dash, but not real.
Remember they allowed that third and 9 or whatever it was, and then they ended up getting a touchdown on us in that drive. I will hate on that because that was third.
But we're also not disciplined either, though, because some penalties is because we're not disciplined enough.
Early on, killing our own drives with penalties.
Yeah, can't do that.
Yeah. That's fundamentals.
So okay, so I'll give you some numbers. Facts. Okay, I'll give you some numbers. Mm-hmm. Tua's shoulders like 85 to 90% of the blame today.
Oh, I agree.
And spread the rest amongst that 3rd and 9 drive that led to a touchdown because the 3rd and 17 drive last week, and we keep talking about situationally, and then sprinkle a little bit on the offensive line for killing for us shooting ourselves in the foot there.
Yeah.
But
them penalties is crazy.
Tua taking that blame.
Oh, no. He's getting the majority of that blame.
Here is my big takeaway from today. I can't be excited about this team until playoffs next year, depending upon how they play next year. Because right now,
well, I'm gonna tell you this right now, Robert. I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I love you, bro. But and so this is not me. It's Christmas, bro. So you know I love you. But bro, shut your mouth, and I'm gonna tell you this why, bro. Because y'all, we all gonna be sipping the Kool-Aid if we win the next 2 games and get into the playoffs, bro. Let's not lie to ourselves right now.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's why you're not seeing me jump off a ship and be overreactionary and over emotional. Because I know what the deal is. If we go into New England and beat them, and we beat the Jets, we're in the playoffs, and we're all gonna be drinking the Kool-Aid once more. When we all know we're probably gonna be one and done. Let's be honest, bro. So that's why if we lose next week in New England, Robert, say that again, bro, because then I'll be on board. If we win next week, it's going to be, oh, my God, we just got to beat the Jets. You know, Mike White's not out. Who we got to beat? Then we're in. I guarantee you, bro. So that's why I'm not getting over emotional like some of these fans out here, bro.
So Dante might have had it then.
Hold up real quick.
Dante said 10-7, right?
Yeah, we'd be 10-7.
Is that what Dante called?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to come off as over emotional. I don't think we'll have an issue making the playoffs, but I don't think unless we play the Jaguars, which I don't think is possible now,
bro.
we're going to win that game.
I don't want to see
look at
them.
how they're playing, bro. Like,
I don't want to play them. Shit.
Why not? Why you don't want to play them? I think that'd be a good game.
I don't want to play the Jaguars because the Jaguars are doing.
I want to play them because they're so young.
Yeah, exactly. They got way too much fucking energy for us right now.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, I want to play them because they're young and they're inexperienced. I don't want to go up against an experienced team with this road defense right now. We're getting shredded.
Yeah, that's true.
I would really appreciate an honest discussion about how hard it would be to get Lamar, what to his draft market value is.
They're not.
Listen,
they're
bro.
not trading
that
for
energy. Listen, that energy that the Jaguars are riding.
You heard it here first. Lamar to Detroit. Anyways, go ahead.
That energy, Detroit got draft capital. They got everything.
Okay, when I heard some rumbling weeks ago about Lamar, some stuff, and one of the things I heard was Detroit. Lamar, not only was Miami high on his list, but he loves what's happening in Detroit right now. Detroit's high on his list if he could go a place. And if you look at if they replaced Goff with him right now, they would be scary.
Hey, how about Vic Fangio now is going to join Sean Payton? Did you hear about that?
What? Well, that's if Sean Payton gets a team, right? Because what if Brandon Staley wins out and the Chargers make the playoffs? Then all of a sudden,
shake up.
Now he's not fired, right?
Yeah, because they won't get rid of him.
You know where I think Sean Payton's going to go? I think he's going to Tampa Bay to replace Todd Bowles. Because remember, the whole conversation was Tom Brady wanted Sean Payton to come here and coach.
Yeah.
I think Todd Bowles will get fired, and he'll say, "Yo, I'll run it back with you, Brady, 1 year with all these weapons. I can bring us a chip."
So go get Todd Bowles to be our defensive coordinator.
That's what me and EM wanted. That's me and EM Dolphin fan have been talking privately. We're like, "Yo, if that happens, that's the move to make."
Yeah, get Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Is of us getting Fangio?
Nah, we're not getting him.
Boyer needs to go.
He does, but if we get Todd Bowles, we'll be good.
Yeah,
we'll be good.
Listen, I want to put this on record, bro. Like the defensive coordinator, right? There's a lot of pieces that he has to manage, right?
Yeah.
But what he brings to the table more than anything is an attitude.
Yeah.
And that attitude has to be one that is infectious down to every element of your defense. And I just see softness in spaces where we don't.
Christmas, I gotta go.
Merry Christmas, Stefan.
Merry Christmas, man.
All right, bro. Yeah, I see softness in spaces that we shouldn't be soft, bro, and that to me is an issue.
Yeah.
You got to find somebody. You got to find somebody that's dedicated to getting in these guys. Putting these guys in positions where their athletic ability takes over, but they've got such an edge about themselves that they believe without a shadow. They
need somebody tough.
Yeah, they need somebody tough on them to make
That's
them
right,
the
to make
best
them
versions of
perform.
Themselves. Yes. And I don't think they've regressed the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, they did.
Even though I give them credit for the fact that unfortunately we've had injuries, you've still seen a fucking nosedive in the defensive performance.
We should have kept Alexander.
That's a credit. Well, we don't know because Jared Alexander would have been a new defensive coordinator as well.
Play calling too.
You need somebody. You need somebody with some. You need a real dog with some experience.
Yeah, that's true.
You need to do the opposite of what. Okay, the thing that killed Flores in the end was he needed an experienced offensive guy that
to match him
get
on
his
defense.
offense. And that could get it right, and that he could just leave the offense alone, and that guy handles it. McDaniel needs the reverse of that. He needs a defensive guy that he could just leave it to him. Because if you listen to what Duke Riley said to Barry Jackson, Duke Riley said McDaniel doesn't check in on the defense, and the difference between him and Flores is Flores used to check in on the defensive meetings, but also in some situations, Flores used to take the play calling out of Boyer's hands. So it was different dynamic. That tells me we need a veteran defensive guy. We need to give him what Flores either didn't want or we didn't give him.
Right.
That's what you need. With these young first-time guys, they need to handle what they do right, whether it's the defense or the offense. They need to handle that while an experienced guy shows them the ropes of getting the other side of the ball to where it needs to be.
Facts.
So if that guy leaves, they know what they need to bring in to replace that guy.
When Gase took over, he left the defense to the defense coach. He just left that part of the world to him. And I think that's what McDaniel needs, an experienced person that he could actually leave it over to him and leave that responsibility in that person's hand and let him go so he could micromanage the offense with what he does.
I'm going to tell you this, bro. From what I've seen situationally from this team this year, I truly do believe that Gerald Alexander and Brian Flores took the play calling out of Boyer's hands in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I could agree.
There's just no way. From what we've seen, there's just no way. We haven't seen that 7-1 defense yet.
Nah.
Guys, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
With all that being said, bro, what happened with the opportunity for us to lead a game-winning drive and not performing to what we could all imagine that we can do, bro?
Because we don't commit to nothing.
So I would leave the defense aside, bro, and focus on that right now. Because that's what
the defense still needs to be changed.
Nah, they need to be retooled.
But today, the defense was not the problem, bro. We were winning 13-20.
Yeah, but we're talking about in totality. We're talking about.
I agree. I agree with you guys. I agree. But today we had an opportunity to lead a game-winning drive, and we did not perform to. I understand. I just hopped on. I'm sorry, bro. I missed out on all.
Yeah, but bro, listen, I get it's Christmas, but you come in here telling us how to dictate what we talk about.
No. I'm just asking a question. I'm not dictating anything, bro. I'm just asking a question.
No, it wasn't a question. You're saying we should be talking about this, that, and we already talked about it.
No, I did not say we should be talking about anything, bro. I'm just hopping on.
Let me give you this. Let me give you the breakdown. We've talked about Tua lost this game. We've talked about the fact that fundamentally we're not a good team right now, and we've also talked about the lack of leadership in the most required positions on the field, right? In terms of coaching and things of that nature. And we've also agreed now at this point that it was probably Jared Alexander and Flores that was calling the defense.
I thought that part. Yeah, I agree with you guys.
So from this, what we're saying right now is that in order for this team to be any better or continue to elevate themselves, we got to address the disparities. I mean, the issue, the discrepancies, which is we're just not experienced enough at the defensive coordinator position. That's what I believe. Yeah, and that's my side of the ball. I did it for 16 years.
We're talking about multiple things wrong with this team, not one thing.
Right. I agree.
I'd like to interject a comment on that also.
And the defense has been an issue throughout the entire season, but today, bro, Tua just looked so off, bro, in the fourth quarter. I'm a Tua guy, bro. You guys
he
know it, bro.
He cost us this game, and he cost us this game, and he cost us the San Francisco 4 games.
Right.
Yep.
But I will say this too.
He's 2-2 in the last 4 games. I agree.
There is certain points within the game itself that if the defense have got off the field on those 3rd down and 4th down drives, we wouldn't need a game-winning drive. And those happen in too much time within it. So situations and circumstances lead up to that.
Well, you do want game-winning drives because you want to play down the clock.
We do. Exactly.
Yes,
that's what you want.
And listen. If we would have got inside their 20 or inside their 10 and we just ran out of time, because no timeouts and poor clock management earlier, fine. But bro, that was a porous as a game-winning drive attempt as we could have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's no going around that.
The problem is that we had 3 series
the only nice thing you can say about Tua today, the only nice thing you can say about Tua today was he was lights out in the first half, and he made a couple of few great throws in the second half, but he cost us the game in the second half, and he was terrible in the fourth quarter, and he was downright awful, and straight up, you can't defend him today.
No,
you can't. And I'm a Tua guy.
The rest of the season?
Call me a Tua-neer, guys. I love Tua, but he was awful today, man.
I do too.
You cannot defend today, and you cannot defend the 49ers game.
No, what I'm saying is the man is human. He had a bad game. There is no going around it. There is not one part going around it. He had a bad game. He had a couple of bad games this season. Few, not even a couple, few. But at the same time, as Dolphin fans, we need to be better than this, man. Stop acting like the world is over with, and all of a sudden we need to trade him for a better price.
We still got 2 games. I agree with you.
The man is still our quarterback.
Well, there's no trading him. There's no trading.
Yeah,
He's not going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
Who would you trade him for?
I want him to stay. He's my guy, bro.
Is let these people understand how this process. He's not going anywhere. We don't have the assets to go out and get someone else.
Even if we did, I would stay with him.
Somebody else. I wouldn't want to get somebody else.
Hold on, let me say this one thing that you're overlooking, and people are really overlooking this. Out of all the games that Tua played this year, he had more good games than he had bad games.
Exactly. That's why even if we had the assets,
and that's
I would stay with
front office is going to look at when they evaluate him every year. They all do that. All the teams do that. They look at what you did good and what you didn't do good.
You know what the problem is, though, bro? He had 2 downright awful, inexcusable games when we're trying to lock down a playoff spot when it matters.
Yeah.
If we miss the playoffs,
they're going to blame him.
Oh, yeah.
They're blaming him.
We're going to blame him.
He's going to have to shoulder some of the blame, but he also has a coach that consistently took the run game away from him at times when you could have got the rhythm back
exactly.
as well. So those things all listen, they are tied together to each other for at least the next 3 years, in my opinion. So we can we got 2 choices now. We can cry over this one and bitch and complain about it, or just say, you know what?
Yeah.
They got to be better, and then rally behind them next week for the next 2.
I agree. I'm with you, Paul. I'm with you.
At this point, that's what it is.
Literally.
I want to ask you a question.
We talk about the Jekyll and Hyde. We talk about the Jekyll and Hyde defense on the road and home, and then we get Jekyll and Hyde to it today. Lights out in the first half, craps the bed completely. We literally in the first half shows you his ceiling, and the second half says, "Oh, here's my floor," and his floor cost us the game.
Oh, bro, it did, bro. I'm so disappointed, bro. I'm so sad.
That we saw.
I'm not giving up on the guy yet.
No, me neither. I'm with Tua. I'm with Tua, bro.
I'm so shocked we saw the polar opposite ends of what he can be as an NFL quarterback, and he decided in the second half just to lay the egg, and it cost us the game, bro.
That's what I wanted to ask when I came in here. I'm sorry if you caught it the wrong way, guys. I'm just very disappointed, man.
Listen, I want to see Baltimore Ravens Tua.
It's a lazy.
Come in the fourth quarter and lights out.
See,
lights
and that's
out.
the thing. What you just said makes me really scratch my head about a lot of the people that call themselves Dolphin fans, because, listen, one thing I will tell you about this guy, I've been a Dolphin fan for a very, 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 very long time.
So have I
this
since
guy,
71.
This guy makes me go into games, right, and say, okay, if he don't lose us the final drive right now, we have a chance. You see how he lost it? Before him, it was like, hey, if we go in the fourth quarter, if we're not up by 30 points, we are gone. You understand? So yes, he had bad games. He's human. He's gonna have bad games. He's gonna have games that I want to coach him myself.
Sure. He's
but
not
I'm
perfect,
not going to
obviously.
give up and act like, oh, he's trash and he's garbage.
No, I agree with you. Just look at the Jets, bro.
Haters,
that's the bad
Only
guy right
the
there.
Jets was talking about during the game had me like really shaking my head like, are you guys really Dolphins or are you just bandwagon junkies? Because you see what's gonna happen soon and you come in talking like it's just listen, man. Y'all need to relax, take a breath, look at yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Look at the team as a whole. Blame who needs to be blamed, and let's try to move forward. There's constructive criticism.
No, I agree.
Criticism.
Yeah, but ball game is right though. We got a rookie coach. You know what I'm saying? These guys are really young. People act like these dudes been around for years. They haven't. There's only a couple of players on this team that are veterans. Everybody else is young, bro. These dudes are still learning. A lot of these dudes really are still learning.
This is a success, honestly, for a first-year head coach.
I agree
in a finalist system for the first time that could actually utilize him. This is the first year he's getting all of that. So if you really look at it, they scored us already by how they played in the first part of the season by having our expectations way up there. If you really look at it in reality time, because in reality, we should be like around there. I'm not gonna say with the Lions, but we should be like a mediocre team. First year head coach, in a first new system. He's just getting his weapons. He's just able to do all these things. Really, he's overachieved. They overachieved. Now, don't get me wrong.
I wouldn't say they
I agree with that.
I wouldn't say they overachieved, but I think I was pretty. We all were pretty realistic on what we thought adding Tyreek and doing these things will bring to an already established team that had a defense that was supposed to be the strength. You see what I'm saying? That's why I said 11. I said 11. I said 11 and 6. Now it looks like we're gonna probably be more close to 10 and 7,
12 and
which
5,
is fine,
bro. That's why I'm more disappointed.
But that's me from a coaching standpoint, taking in and understanding that these guys got to learn a completely new offensive scheme.
Facts.
Right? Which is they're probably only about 30 to 35% into what McDaniel's his entire playbook looks like. But you don't expect your defense to have the type of downward trend that they've had and the injuries and things of that nature. All those things together really and truthfully add to where we are right now. Some of those things are just completely out of your control.
Boys, we're good though. We're out in December. Now we're going to win the next 2 games that we're in.
Hey, cheers to that, bro.
We're good.
You have to say that.
Out in December.
We own them.
That disgusts me.
Next 2 games, if we become a run-first team, you think that changes our chances in the playoffs? Well, you're not going to win in the playoffs unless you run the football. So
you got to run the football regardless. So,
And special teams, bro. I mean, I think that the Jason Sanders missed field goal did not cost us a game, but it would definitely make it easier, bro.
What is he doing?
Exactly.
Okay, so you talk. He said number 1 looks like a QB who can run XYZ play, but doesn't know the fine details of them. Man, the only person that understands any and all of the playbook is the guy that's calling the plays.
Right.
They still all learning it. So what are you talking about? Now you had a kid, but they don't factor in that this kid has learned 6 freaking offenses. You know what I'm saying?
In the last 6 years,
In the last 6 years. Like, tell me who goes to their job every day and then somebody shows up and says, hey, I need you to learn this new machine. And then the next week, the next day you come in, I got another one you need to learn. You feel me? Like, that doesn't happen. You need continuity. You need time, right?
I'm in.
Time is what's going to fix this process. But for them to still be in a position to still make the playoffs, this is still a successful season. You just got to take the good with the bad.
I'm
you feel
with
me?
you, man.
Like,
I'm with you, bro.
This irks me, man, that people make all these bullshit-ass statements but don't understand that this team, they're rallying around a new guy who's struggling too. The coach is struggling.
It's a young team. I agree with you, bro. I agree with you.
Ball game,
obviously, I'm disappointed with the outcome of today and the last 3 games, bro.
Ball game,
but it happens. It's football. It's football, bro.
You put a smile on my face, ball game. You know why? Because they feel like they know they fell short of their own standards. And next year, oh my God, they want it back.
No, but there's still this year, though. We still have the season left, guys.
Listen, we as fans are not happy with this performance because we look at the names.
Correct.
We see the players, see the names on the back of the jerseys, and we believe they should do more. But Hill is only one person. Waddle is only one person. Tua is dependent. He's the most dependent person on that damn offense because the O-line has to block. The guys that he's throwing the ball to has to catch the balls. They have to run the precise routes to be in the place for him to put the ball where he's putting it. All these things matter. But at the end of the day, shit happens.
Yeah.
Right? They'll get better.
Yeah, it's football.
I believe they'll get better. What we didn't expect we expected there to be a better performance from this defense overall.
Yeah.
To hold us in the positions where the offense will still not have to be at their best, but we can still win games based on the defense. But that didn't happen. Unfortunately, so you take the good with the bad. You take the good with the bad, and you say, "Fuck it." The last, what we done? 8-6.
Yeah.
The last 14 don't fucking matter. The only two that matter now are the 8 and 7, whatever it is. I don't give a shit. The next two is what matter the most.
Correct.
You can build momentum off of 2 games, and these games matter because they're in your own fucking division. So you got to win them. That's the focus now. We lost to the Packers, who are an NFC team. Hold up, they're an NFC team. They don't fucking hurt us as much. But you lose these next 2 to your divisional opponents, and you fucking screwed. So therefore, that's the focus now. If he don't do anything else right for me this year, they got to win those 2. He has to be at his best for the next 2.
Facts.
They will win.
Simple and plain.
Amen.
I'm with you. Whoever said that, I'm with you, bro. They will win.
There's so many of you. I want to get out of here, bro. Like I want to go spend some time with my family and stuff.
Yes, sir.
So I want to run some. I'll give you guys final thoughts though. Ball game. We'll start with you. Final thoughts, buddy.
It's not over. I know it don't look pretty. Right, and we expected more. We had all these high aspirations for the team, but at the end of the day, I look at it from a different lens. I know that there's a lot of things that are out of the control of the players. So for me, when it comes down to it, I don't like having players that haven't been able to be the best versions of themselves all the time because of things that are even associated with them being asked to do those things. Yes, Tua played bad today. Quarterbacks gonna have bad games just because of the fact that they are fucking human. But it is what it is, and it ain't over yet. It's not ready. I mean, everybody want to jump off the ship now. Stay the fuck gone. Don't come back.
On the ship. I agree with you.
If you want to jump off the ship now, stay gone. Because at the end of the day, you still got 2 games left in the season. And those matter way more. But it is what it is. Go Dolphins. And
bro, that's why I'm not jumping off this. That's why I'm not jumping into my pool of emotions, because if we win the next 2, we're in. We were telling people this week, listen, this game doesn't matter in the long run because if you win the final 2, you're in. But we wanted to win this to keep momentum heading into this, right?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
You know. Anyways, go ahead, Robert. Your final thoughts.
Yeah, man. Let's say how to sum this up well. Disappointing day. I know a lot less now than I did before. I feel a lot less comfortable with it, and it's upsetting. Said I'd give Tua till the end of the year before I sit there and state an opinion. Today was a really bad day for him, and I think it really hurt his chances. Like, what options are to do anything else? I don't think there is a lot. Win the next 2, get in. We'll see what's cleaned up next year as well. And I guess go after that. But high expectations are gone for me. That's kind of where I sit.
Richard, your final thoughts.
First of all, Rick, Reason, love you, bro. Love the show, love the content. Keep up the great work. You're a trendsetter. Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope everything is all right with you,
bro. Thank you.
Ball game, much respect. I want to say this too. A lot of the fan bases out there. This is what I really came here to say today, because some of the stuff I see going on in the chat while we're playing, even if we're down, and everybody just ready to turn tail and give up and start talking bad. Brian Gonzalez, when you said that you guys are the same as the Jets fans and the Patriots fans, you suck. And at the same time, you're acting like you're a Miami fan. I don't respect you. I don't rate you. I wouldn't want you around me. You seem like the first person that's be right beside me in a crime, or when the police come, you're ready to snitch out of everybody. I don't want y'all on my team. I've been down from the early 90s, from 1990. I don't want y'all on my team. I've been there forever. I've been through the suffering with a lot of us. Now we have a thing that is almost there. We're there. We're almost there. You guys jump on, and now One bad game or a little bad game, you act like you don't remember the Baltimore game. Listen, if there's time on the clock and this kid is in the game, as long as he's not doing no bonehead moves, I have hope. Because he showed me that in the past, and that's what I'm going off of. You guys need to have something about yourself, and if you're going to back the team, back the team. Be a man about it. Be a woman about it. Be an adult about it. Don't just hop quick and turn tail. And a lot of the stuff that you guys put out here on the chat, there's people all over the world looking at it. So you have to understand that people looking at you and your character, what that person that you are. What do you want to say? You know what I mean? Think about that. I'm a Dolphin fan to the end. If we lose, I'm still a Dolphin fan. I rate Tua, but if he's not my quarterback, I'm still a Dolphin fan. That's just the way it is. Reason and EM first made a statement at the beginning of this channel when they started off. They say, yo, we're not about to play, we're about the logo. That's what I'm about, 100%. It's about the logo. It's about Dolphins or Fins up all day, every day. Y'all have a great holiday.
Merry Christmas, bro.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Merry Christmas.
Jan, your final thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, Reason. I really appreciate this time, bro. Regarding Tua, bro, I love Tua, and I'm still all in with him in his development, bro. This is his 3rd year. He's definitely showed a lot more than he showed in the last 2 years this season. Okay with what I've seen. I would love to see a game-winning drive today. I didn't see it. We still got 2 games left. I think we can still pull it off, bro, if we get our shit together. I'm sorry if I used that bad word. And we can still make the playoffs. And I'm still happy with, us making the playoffs. Obviously, I think we will all be happy with that. Today was a downer. I'm all in with the Dolphins, bro. All in with Tua. Today was a bad game. And I just hope to get better, guys. Fins up, bro, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Russell, you've been real quiet. Are you there, bro? I don't know, Russell. He went muted again.
Here.
He might have
You're one of the first ones backstage. I don't even know if you said a word, bro. Go ahead.
That should tell you everything you need to know.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Russell,
right.
I'll be honest. Merry Christmas, everybody, but I'm not feeling very merry. But I have a completely different perspective than everybody else. I'm still on the aspect of, I don't know about you guys. Go back and watch that last interception. I feel like oh God, I'm about to say something that's going to rub people the wrong way. It looked intentional. I don't like the way the refereeing, the officiating this year, betting's getting involved into the NFL. And I am in full belief Vegas owns the NFL at this point. And they don't want us to win. I also still think we're being punished for the shit with Stephen Ross and Tom Brady. There is something you don't get a Jekyll Hyde. It's just weird. All of it's weird. Everything, it didn't look right. Nothing about this game felt kosher. Me and my dad were just looking at each other like, what the hell's going on? Like, this is insane. Now, did he have a bad game? Absolutely. But I also am in full belief that when you go into halftime and then you come out and you let a team take up like 9 minutes of the 3rd quarter, I mean, it probably added to the fact that he got rusty from sitting so long. But I'm not giving him excuses. It's just nothing's been right about a lot of these games over the past couple of weeks. They've even wrote articles about, betting and it being involved in the NFL. And there's only 1 or 2 ways to really fix this and delete this narrative that's really been put out there. And because they're making it look blatantly obvious anymore. Like, I almost feel like Tua was told to throw that game. It's odd. And I've been looking at it and reading and just looking back and sitting back and just paying attention. And that is seriously where I'm at. I really, truly believe the NFL is rigged. I don't think we have the same game that we used to, and it's because money's involved.
So are you saying this is like last Boy Scout, somebody kidnapped Nalu and they told Tua at halftime to play bad?
I'm not saying I think he was specifically told to throw the game. We're not supposed to win. We are not supposed to win. The NFL hates us.
Yeah,
I always felt like they were.
We're going down the conspiracy hole.
I'm going down there.
I ain't going down that rabbit hole because I hate to tell you that's been going on in the NFL.
Let's go down that hole. Let's go down.
Yeah, I'm not going down that hole.
Let's do it.
That's how it's starting to look.
The NFL, man, I don't know,
If
man.
that's
The
the case-
NFL gonna make money regardless, bro. So I don't know why.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with that. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Like,
If that's
he
the
just made
case,
bad
brother,
reads and play bad, bro. Like,
stop.
that only gives us more
you
reason to
stop.
play
You
harder.
stop.
Yo,
That
Pyro,
only
you
gives
just
us
in the hole. Go
You
back.
don't rap out here like that, man.
You beat
All
him.
right. Okay. All right.
If it is, that only gives us more reason to play harder.
Russell, are your thoughts finished, or do you have more?
I just got one more thing to add to this. To just think about this. If someone
that
has think about it. If someone has some power and has some stake in the NFL and they're betting on these games, you don't think they're sliding money to these refs? You don't think that they're sliding money to players to shave points or do whatever that they've got to do? I'm telling you, there's more to it than people realize. I really believe there's something wrong with this. Ever since betting has become legal, it's changed.
Only knock on that is that player have incentives to play. So whether the money you sliding them or not, it has to be greater than what they're going to gain on the contract for making those plays and those moves.
But
They've been gambling on this game since its inception.
I was about to say that, ball game.
So we basically saying that every freaking year since the NFL's been in existence,
that's right.
I'm with you, Russell.
Well, I listen. We'll move on here, but my stepdad.
That's my final thought.
My stepdad. He had a friend who was a goalie for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he was asked to throw a game in the 70s. So. And that's in the NHL. I mean, it happens, but
it happens in all sports.
Back then in the 70s and the 80s, like the mob were involved, and it was
facts.
time. Now it's
different.
Now it's a lot. It's a lot. Anyways, we're not going down this hole. Pyro, let's talk about your hole and where you're living at. Must smell terrific down there. How are you feeling?
Damn beaver.
Yeah, man. We got some cookies. We got the milk. We got the candy cane. We got the snickerdoodles. We got everything down here, man. We got a Christmas tree in the lobby. We good. We good down here.
You got a lot of dirt too and roots.
Beaver.
Tell you, man, it's like the Hilton down here, bro. But anyways, the Dolphins fans, we have been naughty. We got a big lump of coal for this Christmas morning, and Santa said, "Hey, man, you gonna be on that list for quite some time." He ate our cookies we set out for him. He ain't drunk none of the milk. We've been bad today, man. We've been bad. Well, Merry Christmas, guys. Stay safe out there. You know, no drinking and driving.
Go back in your hole, you gopher.
And driving. Daddy Dean, your final comment. Your final thoughts, bro.
Thank you, Reason, for letting me on the show and having this wonderful panel that we have today on Christmas Day. Yeah, I'm very disappointed, but yeah, we got 2 big games ahead of us. Let's just get it done. I still have faith in Tua. He let us down today in San Francisco. He let us down, but now we're the underdogs. So let's take it to him, and just hope that we have a blessed New Year. Everybody remain safe and have happy holidays. And let's get this W next Sunday.
God damn, we need it.
Yes,
Kingsy 305, your final thoughts, buddy.
Very disappointed with the loss today, but I'm optimistic about the next 2 games. And 2 words are very important for the next 2 games: execution and situation. So hopefully they're smart enough to, get this stuff right. But Merry Christmas, everybody, and Phinside.
You too, bro.
Bruce, let him have it, bro. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you have it, baby. I ain't upset, but I am pissed. But at the same time, I got some positive thoughts. I think these next 2 games, I think we're gonna show up. And the only reason why I'm not completely disappointed, because I got some NFL gift cards and I'm about to buy that Jeff Wilson jersey, baby.
Oh, you're getting a Jeff Wilson jersey?
Yeah, after that touchdown today, you're damn right. So I'm getting that. And Merry Christmas Merry Christmas to all your families, man, and I hope you have a safe holiday. We're going to do it, man. We just got to stay positive. That's
bro, I thought you're not going to get the Ingle jersey after that block he did to open up.
No, you know what the problem is with that, though? No, listen. You can't find Ingle's shit on NFLShop.com. You can't find one jersey. I've been trying to look for that black one. Remember the one you was telling me about, that black one? I can't find it. But I'm going to go for that Jeff Wilson. I was going to get the Raheem Mostert one, but I'm going to go for the Jeff Wilson one.
Nah, no Raheem Mostert, man. He fumbled.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Tua Tagovailoa, apparently after the game, sitting in his locker stall, arms folded, had a long conversation with Darrell Bevel. We gave him a hug, and then Dan Marino also offered some words of encouragement and a hug as well.
Wow.
And Tua said it's just terrible how everything ended. Like I told the guys, that's on me.
No shit.
But he says that every week.
Yeah.
He got to fix it.
Yeah, we need some results, man.
The knock on Kirk Cousins for a very long time was great quarterback, but he just can't win the big game. That was a knock on Kirk Cousins. Is he a bad quarterback? No. Is Tua a bad quarterback? No. He's young? Yes. Needs some more experience? Yes. You'll get it. Trust me.
At least he isn't Zach Wilson. That's all I got to say.
Listen.
That's who I wanted to play when we played the Jets.
You ain't never lied.
He should have. Zach Wilson shouldn't have been chasing those.
I don't really have any final thoughts on this. I'm going to say this, okay?
Go ahead.
Defense in the fourth quarter gave us plenty of chance to win that football game. Tua had an awful second half, as bad as he was in San Fran.
Facts.
You can't do that in 2 or 4 games where you're trying to lock down a playoff spot. Franchise quarterbacks just can't do that. There's no defending his play today.
Exactly.
He had a fantastic first half, but that second half, and even some fantastic throws in the second half, but those last 3 drives totally nullify every good thing he did in that game. And listen, was the defense poor on a few third down situations today? Sure. But at the end of the day, the defense did more than enough for us to win that football game in the second half. Offense didn't get any points. We got no points in the second half, right?
True.
We got no points in the second half. Just unacceptable at the end of the day. And right now, we do not look like a playoff team. If the offense is going, the defense isn't going. If the defense is going, the offense
I was just about to say that.
We do not look like a playoff team. Now, like I said, I will not jump into my pool of emotions and overreact, because if we win the next 2 games and we get to the playoffs, we'll all be sipping that Kool-Aid, even though we're probably a one-and-done team. But the fact of the matter is, we got to let the rest of this play out. If we continue this choke job into the Jets and the Patriots, we got to have some serious discussions this offseason, and I ain't afraid of any of them. So until then, Tua was awful today. He was awful in San Fran. You can't have that when you're trying to lock down the playoffs on a 4-game stretch that matters. Even if he was good against Buffalo, just wasn't good enough at the end of the day today, or San Fran in winnable games. Fins up all day, every day. I'll be back tomorrow with the recap. Oh boy, oh boy.
Yo, Mr. Ball Game, say Merry Christmas to your new grand.